Well, we have a new support character introduced into the game. Unfortunately, we don't have them on supports only yet. But as we have Aoife on my main account, we need to do the very classic thing I do with every support character, and that is see how they DPS. So I've been looking at Aoife and his builds and teams and all of that good stuff. As you'd expect, because it's in his kit, he's a very electrocharged focused character. So I think how I'm going to go about this is building him on a team like we have here, a full electrocharge team, but making him be able to do hopefully a lot of damage from this. So we are going to encounter a few problems in this, and that is that Aoife is not level 90 and I have not very many of these. So we'll see how that goes, as well as talents might also be a small problem, but again, we'll see how that goes. As for the rest of the team, Auroron could use a little bit of work, but he is mostly good. I did do a whole video building Auroron as electrocharged DPS, so he is fine. I will obviously put him on some better weapons. I kind of forget how we build Auroron for electrocharge teams. I do not really remember, but whatever, that'll do. This is not an Auroron showcase. He's here to apply electrocharged. So yeah, he's fine. Farina is obviously fine. Then we have Fischl, who I'm running on the stringless, and she is on Golden Troop. Again, it is okay. Decent-ish stats. I mean, not really. That's a pretty horrible crit ratio. But hey, there we go. Fixed it a little bit. That's something, I guess. We're not even at 100 crit damage, which is kind of sad. But there is a Fischl build. For Aoife, he is very elemental mastery focused. You just want EM. So sacrificial fragments will be the best weapon for him, along with, I'm gonna say Viridescent. Obsidian Codex could be good, but I think specifically for electrocharge DPS kind of Auroron, I think Viridescent will be the better option. And I'm just looking for crits and EM. Now, as you can see, we don't have incredible pieces, because most of the Viridescent I've farmed has been for support characters and not DPSs. But I mean, meh stats, but 935 EM is pretty good. So I think that's fine for Aoife. Does he ascend into EM as well? He does indeed. That we're going to have a lot of EM. That's nice. Awesome. Because everything with him scales with EM, I'm pretty sure. And then talent-wise, I think it's just skill and burst. I don't remember if this counts as normal attacks, but if I have the resources, I'll probably end up maxing everything out anyway. But first, we actually need to get him leveled up. So give me much too long as I go farm everything I need for him. I will mention though, before we get into a lot of this is going to be quite a rushed video, because this is my third backup. I was originally trying to pull for Aoife and Escoffier on supports only, and Escoffier, whatever her name is, and Navia on Fontaine only, and neither of that went well. So we are on the main account building Aoife. I am still going to try to get Aoife to like level 80 or 90. It'll probably be level 80 because I do not have that many fragile resin, nor do I have a lot of actual resin. And I do need to do quite a bit of farming for his boss. Also, these may cause a problem. So we will just basically get him to wherever we can with the amount of stuff I can farm today. Obviously, because this wasn't going to be a video, I just kind of pulled for him because I wanted Aoife. I did not want a Scoffier because I'm 90% sure we're going to be getting Skirk next update, or whatever update the Nod Karai update is, which I'd say is going to be next update, seeing as I've already teased it. I only say that because out of all of the characters that have been revealed in the little silhouette thing, Skirk and Dahlia, I believe is how it's pronounced, are the only characters that are not in the game, and I'm 90% sure Dahlia is going to be a 4-star just by their outfit, which by process of elimination means that Skirk is probably going to be the character coming out next update, or the 5-star coming out next update. And I want Skirk much more than I want Cryo Chef Girl. So I just did a couple pulls to get Aoife because I really wanted Aoife because of the whole gun thing. His entire attacks are based around using the pistol gun things, rather than a lot of other characters that use guns like Clorand and all those ones. They all basically have it as like part of their skill, but in their normal attacks, they still use whatever weapon they use. Aoife being a catalyst character means that he can use his guns in his entire playstyle, and I think that's really cool. This has to be one of my favorite flying methods for Outland characters. Just Kukuku flapping his wings like mad. It's just kind of silly. And as you may know from previous videos, I like characters that are just kind of silly. That is the entire reason I've been maining Varessa for the past ever since she came out. Just because her playstyle is kind of silly. Speaking of Varessa, is there a chance we can make a Varessa Varessa Electro Charge team with Aoife? Because I mean, she is Electro, so it could work. I don't exactly know how, because Aoife is definitely more, at least for me, on-field type of support, if that makes any sense. Like, his healing is all done like this, that's how he heals. So it's not like a character where you just sort of jump on, throw out his stuff, and then leave. He's very much meant to be on-field, but also supporting, which is why the team that I'm using is all off-field Electro and Hydro characters. So I wouldn't say he'd work as well with Varessa, but if we're not using him for his healing, we're just using him for his burst or whatever it is that buffs Electro Charge, then it could be a possible team. Well, there we go. That is all of Aoife's stuff found. We have 100 of them, which is definitely not going to be enough to go to level 90. But we might be able to go to level 70 or 80 maybe. So there is level 70. I do not think I'm going to have enough books for this. No, I'm going to need to farm books. Okay. Would we have enough of the plants to go to the next level? Yes, we would. Not enough of these though. I could definitely farm that. I will need to farm a bunch more ley lines, but level 80 is okay. We also need to deal with talons, which is going to require quite the amount of farming. But let's just kind of see how far we can go. I'm going to try to get this up to level 6 along with his burst. I'm going to need more of them, which we are not going to be able to craft. Are these open today by any chance? No. Are they open tomorrow? Yes. How long is tomorrow away? An hour. Okay, that's going to be pushing this video kind of late, but we'll see what happens. So in the meantime, let's go farm his boss because I need another, 8 more of them. There we go. That is all of his boss materials farmed. Let's go do some crafting now. And then I'm going to go farm these over in Natlan because maybe you'll get Saurian drops, which is somewhat ironic that the Saurian vet needs Saurian materials to get leveled up. Now, I think the build and team that I am running Aoife are correct from what I've seen, but if there is another option I could run, do let me know, because Aoife does feel like a character that could be very, very fun. So if there is a way I can improve this team, definitely let me know. Also, if you have any ideas of how I could run a Varessa Aoife Electro Charge team, also let me know, because I wouldn't mind trying that at some point. I don't know if I'd make a video on it. It depends on if I have any video ideas to do, but I definitely wouldn't mind trying that, because as I said earlier in this video, Varessa is a character I have been using a lot of recently. I would not mind trying even more teams out with her because she is very, very fun. Okay, so we can level Aoife up to level 70. We can also bring him up to his second last ascension, and we cannot level him all the way up to level 80, which is slightly unfortunate. I do have a little bit of resin left, so I can give it a shot. Okay, so it is the next day, and by that I mean it is 40 minutes after I last spoke, and I've done basically everything I need. So Aoife can go all the way up to level 80. As I said, I would love to go a lot further than that, as in level 90. But we don't have resources for that, and I don't want to spend all of my fragile. We've also worked on his talents a little bit, so I will be able to get this up to level 6. And then we have 48 of these, so I am just going to level up his normal attacks. Let's just get that up to level 4 for now. That'll do. 466. It's not incredible, but it is indeed something. So there is our Aoife basically done. I mean, it's not incredible, but it is a build that will do something, I hope. He has 983 EM with a 22 to 115. 130 ER, which is just barely enough. I am going to start over at Masanori as I normally do because that is the easiest. So basically use everyone, then use his burst, and then just have him on field doing stuff. I think that's the rough gist of things. But raw damage is not incredible. About 1,000 with the very, very odd 2,000 if he decides he wants to crit, which is, well, 22% of the time. Auroron's doing something, so that's nice. You see Auroron there swirling. Well, the swirls are hitting for 6k when Masanori's not blocking. 14k there from Auroron. Okay, not the greatest, not the worst either. It's definitely something. So let's try a full rotation out and see what happens. I think I should probably swirl Hydro with his burst. That could be wrong, but oh well. Auroron died. Yippee. Well, let's just kind of see what happens. Yeah, not much, because Auroron died, so Electro Charges disappeared. What are we healing for? 300. Okay, that's not incredible, but we are doing like a decent amount of hits. So, I mean, he has healed the whole team, and that didn't take incredibly long. It is, I think, enough to be able to sustain the team. I don't know about maxing out Farina's fanfare, but it is definitely enough to sustain the team. So let's try this again. Do that, and then we jump to Aoife, and we attack. 6Ks, 13Ks, 12Ks. Okay, it definitely did something. I don't know if I'm doing this correctly, but it did seem like it worked okay. I would like to test this out now without using Aoife if I just use the normal team. What sort of damage are we doing now? Yeah, it is significantly less, and then as soon as we throw Aoife into the mix, there is much, much more damage happening. I don't really know, like, how good it is, like how it stacks up to other Electro Charge teams, because I don't run Electro Charge that often, but it is definitely relatively good, and we are shredding through Masanori okay. It is pretty decent damage. I mainly just like it because Aoife is a very fun character, and this whole playstyle is cool, which leads me on to something else I would like to try, because obviously this Electro Charge team is probably the team you'd normally use him in. However, seeing as we are going DPS, there is a team we do have to try, and that is a actual DPS team with our lovely C6 Farazan. And then for this, we will throw in Farina, and then probably Benny Boy for buffing, and Farina Fanfare. Everyone in here is all nice and built. They should be sweet, noblesse obliged, and then Farazan should be on Viridescent. And then we're going to put Aoife, I'm going to say, onto Obsidian Codex set, I'm going to say. Because I believe if I'm doing Night Soul DPS, Obsidian Codex is probably the best. I would still like some EM, so I probably am going to still throw EM on him. But it will not be like a full EM build, because I don't think that is exactly what I want to go for. I mean, if we're going full just Animo DPS, it'd probably make more sense to run him on a Animo damage and then crit, but then still have him on an EM Sans, because he still does get a damage increase from that, I believe. We are going to run him just full DPS and see what happens. Okay, there we go. 61 to 196 is okay. Attack is kind of low, but he still has 250 EM. I don't really know what to expect, but let's see. Let's have a look at this damage. Throw out Benny, do Farazan, and then your burst does... I didn't see that, but these attacks are doing... He's blocking, but 20. Jesus Christ, okay. 21, 22, 22, 23... Okay, wait a minute. That is a lot more than I thought. Granted, it's not like incredible damage. Like, it's not the best damage you've ever seen. And without Farazan, it significantly drops. But hey, it's not that bad. And it is quite a fun team. Now, the last thing I would like to test is if I run him on a attack percent Sans instead of an EM Sans, does that increase or decrease his damage? He is now up to 1300 attack, but only 72 EM. So I'll have a look. I have a feeling it's going to decrease his damage, because I'm pretty sure his damage does scale off of EM. Okay, let's try this again, but with an attack percent Sans, and see what kind of damage we are looking at now. That did 85,000. And we're actually hitting more. 24,000, 25,000 now. 26,000. Okay. So attack percent is better in this case. We will heal less, because his healing does definitely scale on EM. But we do have Bennett here for the healing, so I don't really need that. He can sustain Farina well enough. But Aoife is actually kind of shredding. We did 85,000 with his burst, and we were doing like 25, 26,000 with the skill. That's actually pretty good, to be honest. I could even fix this build a little bit more. We have over 100 crit. I forgot that this set gives you crit rate. Oopsies, hold up. Wait, we can make this even better. 224, 46. That 46 will go up to 86 with this, I believe. So let's run this again, because this could be even higher now, because I forgot that Obsidian Codex gives you crit rate like every other time I use it. Don't ask me how. I keep forgetting that it gives you crit rate, but I do every single time. Excuse me? We're doing less damage. Yeah, no, we're doing less damage. What the hell? Oh, wait a minute. I think I know why. It's probably because of this stupid thing, isn't it? We probably didn't get the right buff. Let's have a look at the little music notes this time. I see 2 music notes. And we are doing, if you stock blocking, 26, 25, 26, 25. Yeah, this damage. Okay, awesome. Nice, good to know. Okay, so we got 26,000 with 2 notes. If we swap this back over to this, which is better everything, more EM, better crit ratio, better everything, we go back to Masanori, and then we hope to see 2 notes when we switch to Aoife. How long does this weapon take to reset its thing? Every 30 seconds. Okay, that should be good enough if we do rotations now. Boom, boom, boom. Swap to Aoife. We see 3. Dang it. And as you see, damage is significantly less. If we go in here, we have 575 EM, but significantly less damage. So we run this again. Goodness gracious, RNG-based damage is so fun. Isn't there enough RNG in this game? Why does my damage need to be RNG-based as well? That's 1 music note. I mean, I might as well try this out while we're here, because I haven't done 1 music note yet. Let's run this. This is just an attack increase from memory. And damage-wise, it is it's about the same as number 3, to be fair. It's still about that 19 to 20,000. So the 2 music notes is really the only one we want, because the other 2 significantly reduce the damage by at least 6 or so thousand. So I reckon if we do Abyss, there's like no way we actually get full damage, because I am never getting 2 music notes. So basically, Aoife does about 20,000 damage with this team. Does a little bit less with the other build we tried out, and definitely doesn't do as much damage with the Electrocharge team. And if it would eventually give us 2 music notes, then we might actually be able to see some max sort of damage, but it's just not giving us 2 music notes. Wait, we must have got 2. We must have got 2 because I just saw 29. 30,000. 100,000. I swear that was a 1. I swear it was 1, but it must have been 2 because that was incredible. We just hit 100,000 with Eva's Burst and we're hitting like 29, 30,000 with this. Oh my god, I was not expecting that, but hell yes, I will take that. That is some really surprisingly good damage from a level 80 character with 466 talents. I mean, yes, his build is pretty good. He does get an increase. I think crit damage does increase from Farazan. I do genuinely forget how Farazan's burst works. If I get him to level 90 and like get his talents up to level 999 or something, we could be hitting like 120, 150,000 maybe. Probably not. Probably 120 would be max maybe. But that's pretty good to be fair. I'm very happy with that. Well, with that, we've been going for way too long. I have 0 time to edit this video now because I just spent the last 40 minutes trying to get him to get 2 music notes. But hey, we hit big damage with Aoife. I definitely like this team over the Electrocharge team. The Electrocharge team does work, and that is how we're supposed to be played. But big numbers are cool, so this team is definitely my favorite. I could be using the Electrocharge team wrong, so if I am, let me know. There is probably something I'm not doing correct with that team. So if there is, do definitely let me know. But with that being said, I am going to leave it here. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you like this video, go check out the Auroron Electrocharge team we built when he released. And with that being said, I will see you all next time. Good. Bye.